Good morning, students. Today our topic is HTML form, and in this lecture we are going to discuss some forms options. So the first one is file select option or the file select boxes in HTML forms. So file selector boxes are used to allow the user to select a local file and send it to the attachment to the web server. And it is similar to the text box with a button which allows the user to browse for a file instead of the browser. And the file select boxes are created using the input element with the type of attribute having values as files. So you have to do only one thing in program, just type input file input type is equal to file, and rest all things are same as we discussed in our previous video. Now you can easily see on the screen that is a small program here in which you can able to create a file. Let us try to execute this program first of all. This will give a clear idea about this program. So for this purpose you have to just type input type is equal to file. Save the program. p.html is the name of the file, which is an executable file. Just double click on the program and you can see the output. Here it is the output. Okay, so there is the box choose file on which you can click. So there are option to select a file. You can select a file from your computer anywhere. Let's go to the my computer, and you can select any file in your computer system. So that is the file box option. For this purpose you have to just write type is equal to file, and rest all things are same as we discussed in our previous video. Input type is equal to file. That is the program. Now you can easily see on screen. It is an example to select a file in a form. Program start with HTML. There is a heading S3 after that. So S3 is basically a file select box. S3 contain a statement which gives you idea about file select box. So heading is example of file select box. The main thing is inside input tag, open tag or input element, you must write input type is equal to file. Input type is equal to file. For text we just simply write input type is equal to text, but for select a file we just write input type is equal to file, and all other things, name, id, these are already discussed in our previous video. These are the same. The difference is if you want to create a select box, so just write type is equal to file. Now you can easily see on the screen type is equal to file. That is the difference when we compare it with the text or password box. Here we just write type is equal to file. So this is the output. As you can see on the screen, output example of the file select box. So you can select a file here. Next is select box in HTML form. Next is select box. Next option is select box. So select boxes are used to allow users to select one or more than one option from a pull down list of options. So if you want to select more than one option or one option from a pull down list, for that purpose there is a select box. So we can also apply select box in our form. These are some key points related to select box. Select boxes are created using two elements which are select and option. So two elements are used, select and option. Always remember that. Select and options, and list items are defined within the select element. This is a small program here. You can easily see that select is there and options are also there with different values. India, Sri Lanka and Australia. These are the values. Okay, now I think it is clear visible to you. So here in this program, select name is equal to country, and then different options are given with value parameter. Values are India, Sri Lanka and Australia. These are given with options and values. So let us execute this program. First of all, let's give a clear idea about the select option. Save the program. Then execute the program. This is the output example of select box. Select box will be appear there, and we have to select one or more than one options using this. Now you can easily see on the screen. This is the output. If you want to select more than one country or one country using select box, it is possible. So select and options are two elements that are used for that purpose. Now you can easily select one country among others, among three different countries. You can select more than one options also. So there is a drop down list here. So select box basically used to select options from a drop down list. So these are the main points, select and second is options. These two elements are used for that purpose. And all things are, I think, remain same as that is we are discussing in our previous video or previous example. So after the execution, output look like this. Now there are two buttons called submit and reset button. We already discussed submit button in our previous video. In this video, we will going to discuss about reset button. Reset button basically clear the previous input and gives a fresh value after that. Allow us to give a fresh value after that. So that is the purpose of a reset button. There is a program here. So for this purpose, you have to do only one thing. Just type input type is equal to reset. And I think all things are remain same as you can see in this example. That there is a type for text. So text box will be there. Type is equal to password. So password box will be there. And there is a submit button also. So type is equal to submit and type is equal to reset. Now you can easily see on the screen type is equal to submit and type is equal to reset are the last values. So submit button basically submit the form, a reset value used to reset the data. And before this we use before these two lines, before we use a text box and a password box. So for that purpose we just write type is equal to text, and okay, type is equal to text is here, and then submit button, and then reset button. No password is used here, only a single text box will be there. So let us execute this program and check what happens. Just copy this program. So this is like, this gives you an example of submit and reset button. Remember that there is only a single text box in which we give our name, and submit button submit that name, and reset button reset clear that value. So for that purpose, just write type is equal to submit, which which actually allow you to submit the form, and input type is equal to reset, allow you to reset the values. This is our program here. Just execute the program. Now you can easily see that there are two buttons, submit and reset, and you can give your name. Here I give it just Praveen.official mail, and reset button basically clear that value. Again you can pick any other value, just like I give my name here, Praveen, and after submit button, reset button basically clear that value. So submit button submit the value, and reset basically clear that value. So output look like this. So these are the different forms options. Now let us talk about some attributes regarding to form, which are also very important and asked in examination. First of all, the action attribute. So the action to be performed after the submission of the form is decided by the action attribute. Generally, the form of the data is sent to the web page on the web server after the user click on the submit button. So that is a very important attribute, the action attribute. So the action attribute basically tells uh, tells us that what action to be performed when we press on submit button. And the program is here, Spark program, in which you can easily see that action is equal to test.php is given, and it is an optional attribute. It is an optional attribute. So action is equal to test.php is given. So this is a program to define action attribute here. Action is equal to test.php is given, and as there is a form in which there is a text box, there is a submit button, there is a reset button. Same program, but here we just only make one change. We just type we just use here action attribute. So action is equal to type.php. So what happens after we write action.test, action is equal to test.php in our program? Actually, if you click on the submit button, when you just click on the submit button, the data would be sent to the page called test.php in that case. That is the use of that button, that attribute. So if you use this option or attribute, your data will be sent wherever you want. In this case, the page is called test.php, so data will be goes to test.php. Next is target attribute to HTML form. Target attribute basically defines the target where the web page will be open. So the target attribute, it is used to specify. Okay, wait a minute. This is also very important attribute. So the target attribute is used to specify whether the submitted result will open in the current window, a new tab, or a new frame. So that is the purpose of using target attribute. Second point is regarding to the target attribute is the default value used is self, which results in the form submission in the same window. For making the form result open in a new browser tab, the value should be set to blank. So we can use self or blank. Self is by default and blank means that web page will be open in a new window. So there is a small example here. You can easily see that for that purpose you have to do only one thing. Within just write target is equal to blank or self. If you don't write this attribute, then by default the web page will be open in the same window. So that is a program in which you can easily see that we use two attribute, action and target. Action is already defined. Action attribute basically tells where the data go after we press on the submit button, and target attribute just define where the web page will be open, whether it will be open in the same window or in another window. So if we type target is equal to blank, the web page will be open in a new window. So here in this program we just type target is equal to blank, and by default always remember that it is self. It means web page will be open in the same window. And as all things are same, I think this is the program that we discussed in earlier. In which you can see that type is equal to text or password and submit. So one text box is there, one password box is there, and one submit button will be there. But our focus is on about target attribute. So target attribute basically open the web page in a new window. So that form will be open in a new window after the execution of that program. So after clicking on the submit button, the result will be open in a new browser window. As just we click on the submit button, the result will be open in a new window. So let us try to execute this program. It will give you a clear idea how this works. Just save the program and execute the program. Okay, that is our program. You have to give your username or password. So I just type my username, whatever I want here, and then password, because there is a password box. So here we can also type our password and then submit button. You can easily see that new window will be open. and it is just because we use target is equal to blank. So target attribute is used here, and by default target is equal to self means that web page will be open in same window, but we use here target is equal to blank, so new blank page will be open or new window will be open in that case. Next is name attribute and HTML form. It is another important attribute. So the name attribute is required for each input field. If the name attribute is not specified, the input field, then the data of the field would not be sent at all. So till now we use name attribute in each program. So if we don't use name attribute, then data will not be sent to the server. Data will not be sent at all in that case. So name attribute should be used. And this is a program which shows the use of name attribute. Simple program here. There is a text box, password box is also there, submit button is also there, and with these attribute we use name attribute. So after type password, you can easily see that name is equal to password is given. After type submit, you can easily see that. Okay, after type is equal to, wait a minute. So you can easily see on our screen that after this we write input type is equal to password, we give name is equal to password. So name attribute is used, and name attribute is required for each input field. If the name attribute is not specified in input field, then the data of that field would not be sent at all. In this you can easily see that name attribute is not used with text field, but it is used with password field. So this is a program here. So if you don't use name attribute in your program, then data will not send. This is our program here. And that is the description of the name attribute given in the output. You can easily read it. If the name in the above code, after clicking on the submit button, the form data will be sent to a page called test.php. The data sent would not include the username input field data, since the name attribute is omitted. So in input field we don't write the name attribute, so that is not sent to the, that data will not be sent. But password input field we use name, so that data will be sent to the send, then that data will be sent. So there will be no error if we don't use the name attribute, but data will not send in that case. Next is a method attribute, and there are two values of method, get and post. So method attribute is used to specify the HTTP, means hypertext transfer protocol method used to send data while submitting the form. While submitting the form. So there are two methods, get and post. Two kinds of HTTP method, and these are get and post method. And this question asked so many number of times for examination, that what is the difference between get and post method. So there is an example of get method. You can easily see on the screen. we just use method is equal to get. So just pass a argument method is equal to get in form. So now till now we use all the three main attributes of a form, that is action, target and method. So method is equal to get here. So what happens after the execution of this program, you can easily see in the description. In the get method, after the submission of the form value will be visible in the address bar of the new tab, new browser tab. So you can see the data in new browser tab when you just use method is equal to get. So let us execute this program and see what happens after the execution. You can understand after the execution the use of get and post. First of all, program related to get, you can easily see here. Okay, wait a minute. So just type the name and password, and then click on the submit button. New web page will be open, and you can easily see here the details regarding name and password that are visible in the new browser address bar. So that is the main purpose of the get method. And when you use post method, it is just opposite to that of the get method. In that case, details are not visible in new browser tab. So details are visible using get method, but details are not visible using post method. So for this purpose, you have to do only one thing, just write method is equal to post. So in the post method, after the submission of the form, the form value will not be visible in the address bar of the new browser tab as it was visible in the get method. So that it is just opposite to that of the get method. You can see the details in address bar in new browser tab when you use a get method, but in post method you are not able to see the details in new browser tab when you use just method is equal to post. So now I think all the three important attributes are I think discussed here, already discussed here. First one is action, second is target, and third one is method. And these are the most important. This is the most important method, get and post. And ask so many number type in our examination that what is the difference between get and post method. So basically, action tells you where the data go, where the data go after the submit button, after when you just press on the submit button. Target basically specify where the new page will be open after the submit button, and method get, there are two values regarding to that, get and post. Method is a attribute name. When you just click on when you just use the get method, then the details will be visible in new browser tab, but if you use method is equal to post, then detail will not be visible in new browser tab. So that is the difference. And this is now the all forms options are completed here. In our next video we will discuss HTML frame. So before this, before going to end this lecture, let us execute this program and see what happens when we just write method is equal to post. So just type execute this program here and see the difference between get and post. In previous case we already see the functioning of get. So just type the name here and then password, and then submit. You can easily see that no detail is here. So that is the use of get and post. So this is all about form. I hope you are able to understand the all concept of form. Thanks for watching this video.